those clouds, so not a bad day. Mix of clouds and sunshine. High temperatures will be about mid-40s, 45, 46 degrees this afternoon.
All right, Ange, next weekend is the Working Women's Survival Show, but we've got a little taste of it for you this morning.
Columnist, consultant, and life coach Judy Ryan is here, and Judy will be speaking on gossip. Believe it or not, there are some good reasons to gossip, but certainly not when the topic is meant to hurt people. Right. Judy, thanks for coming in and giving us a little preview.
You're welcome, and I'm really glad to be talking about this because people are so judgmental in a way about this topic that it doesn't get talked about a lot. But the good reasons that people gossip are that the social needs that we all have beyond survival are to feel empowered and to feel lovable and to feel connected and to feel that we have contributions to make. And usually when we're gossiping, it's because something is going on within us where we don't feel those things. And so one of the reasons that we gossip is because it gives us a sense of pseudo-power to say something bad about somebody and raise ourselves up. And that's just a power that doesn't really serve. It's kind of like a sugar rush by eating a candy bar instead of eating a nutritious meal.
Well, all of that is what sells the magazines at the end of the grocery aisle, right? I mean, the gossip rags. But what's the harm in partaking of that, especially if it's, you know, the Hollywood set and people you don't know?
Well, maybe it's not as harmful if you're talking about the Hollywood set, although I think that we have an impact on us when we talk negative about anybody. It kind of has an effect overall. But really the kind of harmful gossip I'm talking about is what people do in the workplace and in the community. And a lot of times the reason that it's so harmful is because trust is so important for people. And if you're gossiping, even if I'm talking bad about somebody else to you, you're going to think, well, gosh, what if I get on her bad side? You know, she'll talk bad about me, and it kind of just breaks that trust overall. So,
and there's a difference between gossiping and venting. Is that true? Well,
and even venting can be the term people use for gossip. What I suggest to people is that they do want to vent, but that there's healthy ways to vent. And so if I'm going to come to you and I'm going to vent, some of the guidelines I suggest to people are, don't name names. You know, come in and say, I've got this situation with somebody. I don't need to tell you who it is. Here are my fears and concerns that I have about this situation. And here's what I want to have be the result of this conversation with you, this venting. I want to be able to create something positive out of it. And then you might even ask for help. You know, could I practice with you how I would go to this person? And usually I suggest that people also kind of lift their mood afterwards, because all negative behavior, including gossip, comes from that feeling of not being empowered, lovable, connected, and contributing. So, you know, I suggest them.
But if you sort of sanitize it, I guess that's one of the alternatives to actually saying, me telling you, hey, did you hear about Angela Huddy, our forecaster over here? If you sanitize it and take the names out of it, do you feel satisfied? I mean, you know, you have reasons. There are good reasons you gossip, but are those reasons satisfied if you
say that your reason for gossiping is I need to vent, you have to really be willing to look at your intention for venting. Is my intention for venting to just kind of lift a little steam off the lid, or is it to actually make productive resolution to what's going on?
Now, I imagine you practice what you preach. Right?
I do most of the time.
You've gotten pretty good at it.
There's times that I don't always follow what I preach, but it's usually because I then recognize I'm discouraged, you know, when I find myself wanting to do that. Another thing that people do is in our culture, it's not really as acceptable to connect through positive things, like saying, oh, I just love you and you're just great. We don't get listened to a lot of times around those sorts of things, but we really get listened to around juicy gossip.
Well, the reason I brought up about practicing what you preach, do you recognize that you just feel better? You don't miss it.
I don't miss it. No, I really don't miss it. In fact, there's a few places I'm still working on it, but I definitely see that it has a positive effect on the people that put it down.
All right, so Judy will be at the Working Women's Survival Show, which is February 24th through 26th, and it's happening at the St. Charles Convention Center. If you'd like to hear more about this and some of the good tips that she has, because I think that's something that everybody in America should really try to work on, is realizing why you're spreading a rumor and perhaps thinking twice about doing it. So.
Oh, yeah, we're addicted. It's awful.
The culture we live in.
Yep.
Thank you,
for coming
Judy.
in.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
That was really cool.
Yep.
Well, Fenton is topping a list that it doesn't want to be on.